Hello and welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to another match reaction. A massive win for Chelsea Football Club. We get the 3 points. Champions League football is still in our hands going into the Nottingham Forest game. That's exactly how we wanted it. Was it the best of games? No. Was it entertaining? No. Do I care? No. I'm past the stage of caring how we're playing, with the last 2 games of the season. I really don't care how we play, the performances we put out, as long as we get the job done. And that's exactly what we've done today. It wasn't the best of performances, but at the end of the day, we secured the 3 points. We move to Nottingham Forest next weekend, and then hopefully we can wrap it up by beating Nottingham Forest and securing Champions League football. Now I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of the game. This video is going to be relatively short. Not much happened in this game. It wasn't a good game to watch. But I could say that Manchester United, they were the better team in the first half. It looked like Manchester United looked like the team that was pushing for Champions League football and not Chelsea Football Club. When Manchester United are 16th on the Premier League table, just tells you that how poor that first half was from Chelsea. And the only player that can really keep his head held high in that first half for Chelsea is Moises Caicedo. And credit to Moises Caicedo, he's been the most consistent player in this Premier League this season. He's been giving 110% in every single game he's playing for Chelsea. Whether it's in the Conference League or the Premier League, he gives 110%. So credit to Moises Caicedo. He is the best player this season at Chelsea Football Club, and it's disgrace that he's not nominated for a player of the season. But we have players like Declan Rice there, and which I think that Moises Caicedo was way better than Declan Rice. But at the end, is what it is. We had a couple of chances in the first half. Madueke fluffed his chance, but he was offside. Enzo Fernandez fluffed his chance. He was also offside. But especially Enzo Fernandez, he would be happy that he was offside there because his chance was in front of goal that he missed. And then we had Reece James with a half volley onto the post. Just a little bit more curl than is going into the net. But unlucky for Reece James, there was a very, very nice shot from him. And then we enter in the first half 0-0. And especially Enzo Fernandez, he was poor in that game. And especially in the first half, he gave the ball away like 9 times, in the first 30 minutes. I was saying on X that he needs to come off and put Lavia on so we can be more solid in midfield, because Man United were getting, they were running through our midfield, especially with Casemiro being on the pitch. Casemiro really had a good game for Manchester United. And then up until the 65th, 70th minute, we started playing. Started getting into the game, looking for that winner. And then Pedro Neto passed the ball to Reece James. Reece James with a lovely turn, sending Garnacho back to Argentina. Lovely little pass for him. Cucurella, the best box movement in our club this season, and he scores the goal with a header. Lovely header from Cucurella. Clutch, and gives us the 1-0 lead. And it's a moment of brilliance from Reece James by making that turn and passing it into the box like that. And Cucurella just running onto it and heading it. A lovely goal from Cucurella. And Cucurella has been clutch for us this season. I think he has like 7 goals this season, most of any defender in the Premier League. So it's good to see these players like Cucurella scoring goals for us, a defender. We've always had a left back scoring goals for us, like a Marcos Alonso, Ben Chilwell, and now Marco Cucurella. But it's also concerning from our attackers, because Marco Cucurella has the best box movement and he's a defender. That's the concerning part for me. And he's scoring goals, he's scoring header goals, and he's not that tall as well. So I think the attackers could learn a lot from Cucurella. He has some of the best box movement in the team. Then Madueke gets another chance. Cole Palmer puts it on the plate for him, and I don't know how he fluffs his shot wide of the post. He was basically 1-on-1 with Onana. That's the thing about Nono Madueke. He is good when it comes to skill. He has space, but his finishing and his decision making on the ball is not there yet. It's not there yet. That's not what we need from Nono Madueke. He needs to give us more output. He needs to get more assists. He needs to score more goals. Because that chance there, he has to score it. And that makes it 2-0. Game wrapped just there. But because it was still 1-0, we were trying, just to keep on this lead. And Around about the 80th minute, Maresca made some changes, brought in Lavia, to secure the game. And that's the only criticism I will give for Enzo Maresca, because why are you making the changes so late? Because Enzo Fernandez should have come off at halftime already, But yeah, he brought on Lavia for the last 15 minutes just to see out the game. And we won 1-0, secured the 3 points, massive win for us. And we needed it. We really, really needed it. We don't want to go into the last game of the season and then, you have to win the game and then you have to look at other teams and hoping they're dropping points. If we win next week against Nottingham Forest, we secure Champions League football. It's all in our hands now. We don't have to look at any other team dropping points. We just have to go out there and beat Nottingham Forest. That's all we need to do. And when I think this season reminds me a lot of Frank Lampard when he first came to Chelsea, when we had the transfer ban. It's a similar situation we're in now. It also had to go down to the last game of the season, and we secured Champions League football. And I think going into next weekend, we will secure Champions League football. We will beat Nottingham Forest, because the players know now they're one game away from playing Champions League football. Maresca knows he's one game away from playing Champions League football. It doesn't have to look pretty as long as we just beat Nottingham Forest next weekend. Then we're in the Champions League. And that's going to be a massive, massive positive for this season, is playing Champions League next season, because we need to play Champions League, especially when I go into the transfer market to get the proper players that we need for the team. We have to get Champions League football. A lot of these players, they want to play in the Champions League. They want to play in the best competition possible. And if we get Champions League football, we can go for any type of player out there. So people, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Leave your thoughts down below. What did you think about this game? And what did you think about my thoughts on the game? And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, people. Peace.